Hello and welcome! In this lesson, we'll focus on one specific concept and how it fits into the overall learning sequence. Let's focus on today's topic, the number one mistake new proposal writers make. This mistake appears across agencies, industries, and proposal types. It's not obvious, and it often feels like the right thing to do, which is exactly why it's so common. In this lesson, we're going to name that mistake, explain why it happens, and look at why it creates problems later in the proposal process. To see the mistake clearly, we first need to name it directly. The number one mistake new proposal writers make is starting with writing. As soon as a solicitation is released, many writers begin drafting sections immediately. This feels productive. Words appear on the page, and progress seems visible. But in federal proposal environments, starting with writing is often the wrong starting point. So why does this approach feel so natural? Writing is familiar. Most professionals are trained to respond to assignments by writing. Deadlines create urgency, and writing feels like forward motion. In many organizations, visible output is rewarded. A document with text feels more reassuring than a blank page, even if the direction isn't clear. Starting with writing doesn't feel careless, it feels responsible. But federal proposals don't operate on the same logic. Proposal work follows external rules and priorities, defined by the solicitation and evaluation criteria, not by instinct or habit. When writing begins before the proposal is fully understood, early decisions tend to lock in weak structure. Later edits may improve wording, but the underlying alignment problem remains. Teams often spend weeks polishing sections that were never positioned to score well in the first place. And this leads to a predictable pattern. When writing comes first, teams find themselves rewriting the same sections again and again. As the deadline approaches, everything feels rushed. Sections don't connect cleanly, and changes in one area create problems in another. The proposal may look complete, but it doesn't feel controlled. This is often mistaken for a time management problem, when it's actually a sequencing problem. Now let's look at why this matters over time. When teams don't understand why starting with writing causes problems, they repeat the same approach on the next proposal. Each cycle becomes more exhausting and less effective. Eventually, proposal work starts to feel chaotic and unpredictable, even though the same mistake is happening quietly at the beginning every time. And this brings us to an important boundary. This isn't a problem that can be fixed by writing faster or writing better. The issue isn't skill, it's sequence. When the order of work is wrong, effort is misplaced. Understanding when writing should happen and what must come before it requires a structured approach. This can't be solved with a single tip. So where does that leave us? The number one mistake new proposal writers make isn't a lack of effort or talent. It's starting in the wrong place. Understanding why that happens and why it causes problems is the first step toward doing proposal work differently. This topic is part of a structured learning system on federal proposal writing. You can continue at digitallearningworld.gumroad.com. I'm glad you were here, and I look forward to continuing in the next lesson.